Hi, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to get pretty personal. So I don't typically talk about my dating experience, at least not to this depth, but that's what we're gonna talk about today. I feel like to start things off, I need to give you a bit of background first. All right, okay, let's go back a year. So I only really started entering the dating scene this past year because prior to that, I was in a long-term relationship with my previous partner. We were together for 8.5 years and he was my first real boyfriend. So fast forward to a little over last year, I started dating. I was on a couple dating apps. When I first started dating, I was trying to figure out what I was into. I mean, I knew the type of guy that I was like typically attracted to, but I wasn't sure if I wanted someone that was a little more like serious, responsible, or someone who was like funny, I can just have a really good time with, a mixture of both, someone I can have like really deep intellectual conversations with, or someone that was like I had no idea, so I was trying to figure that out, and I was also trying to figure out what type of relationship I wanted. What I did know was that I wanted to figure out what I liked. So that I did. I went on quite a few dates to just really get to know people a bit better, to connect. I would say that the things that I was attracted to before are so different from what I am attracted to now. So I also started journaling around that time last year. And I'm so glad I did because I can look back now and see how much I have changed. I remember I was listening to a podcast back then, something about relationships and dating, and they had suggested to make a list of all like the characteristics and traits that you would want in your future partner. So that I did, and I found that list in my journal, and I'm just kind of mind blown at the sheer number of things that were in that list, and also how much it has changed from what my key requirements are like today. So just to name a few things that were on my old list, I had put 5'11" and plus. I had also put independent, someone who's funny, someone who makes at least the same amount of money as me, smells good, and that's just to name a few, but the list kind of just went on and on and on and on. Oh yeah, and hot body. I had that in there too. Hot body, nice smile. And the thing is, I realized what I was actually like writing down was just my type back then. Fast forward to now, I realized that what I actually want in a partner surpasses beyond what my type is. So I really narrowed it down to actually 3 key things that I would want my partner to be. So that is someone who has a really strong sense of self, like really knows himself really well. And the second thing would be someone who's really open-minded to new ideas, new experiences, new perspectives, because I am someone who is always changing, and I would want someone who I can explore different sides with as well, and like do a lot of different things with, and is open to that. And the last thing would be I want to have a really good connection with that person. And I think connection has been the most difficult thing because I want a very specific connection that is not just physical and emotional, but also intellectual as well. And if it could be spiritual, oh my God, that would be like the biggest plus. But yeah, physical, spiritual, emotional, all really important to me. I would say they're all like non-negotiable. So that's the current state of my list. Looking back, I feel really good to know that the type of people that I was attracted to a year ago, I wouldn't be attracted to that type of person now. And even if I were to look back 6 months ago, 3 months ago, I wouldn't be attracted to the same type of people. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the law of attraction, but it is something that I believe in. It basically states like attracts like, so you attract who you are. And in believing that, I can see how much I have evolved as a person just in a few months' time, in a year's time. It's just, I'm really happy to see how far that I've come, and I feel like I'm Pikachu evolving into Raichu right now. Pokemon reference, if you didn't catch that. So in dating this past year, I don't really have any tea to spill. For the most part, the dates that I've been on have all been really fun. I go into each date with intention to get to know someone and see if they would be a good fit for me. And I'm pretty like picky with who I go on dates with, so I don't really have any like terrible experiences. The way that I see dating and just getting to know people in general is they're like mirrors. Because when you're getting to know someone, there are going to be certain things that someone says or someone does that really sticks with you. Either it makes you feel really good or really bad, but what is it about these specific things that really resonate with you? Because there's actually so many things that are happening all at once, a lot of which like slips past our conscious mind. But things that actually do make it through your mind, what is it about these things that are hitting you? And in identifying those things and looking back, you can really understand yourself a lot better. So I'm super appreciative of just being able to meet all these people, have these connections, even though these people aren't like physically in my life. I feel that in a way they helped me get to know myself a lot better. And yeah, I'm just super thankful about that. Something else that I've noticed is I've gotten a lot better at not having to go on as many dates before realizing that someone isn't a good fit for me. So now I usually know after 1 or 2 dates, just because now I know what it is that I want in a partner. And before it was a very, very different story. I would feel uncertain about someone, but I would dismiss that feeling and I would tell myself to just go on another date, and maybe things will change. You know, he's 6 foot, he's good looking, just go on another date. It never works out. And the thing with dating is that it takes 2 to tango, right? Or maybe more if you're doing like a poly relationship, but it takes 2 to tango, and you're faced with situations where perhaps you choose someone but they don't choose you back, or the other way around where they choose you and you don't choose them back. Like ideally, the right person for you is someone that you choose and they choose back. I talked a lot about how dating has really helped with my self-discovery journey and how much I've just enjoyed getting to know people, but I want to give you a complete picture of my experience. So I want to talk about the other side of things. With dating, it can bring up a lot of negative emotions, especially because you're getting to know someone on a deeper level. So you might be having more intimate conversations than you would have with friends at a more superficial level. What I found as I started to get to know someone on a deeper level, the feelings that I would have would also become stronger as well, which is great if both people are on the same page, mutually like each other. But for most part, I haven't found that to be the case for me. And so I deal with a lot of feelings of guilt, especially in the situation where someone likes me and is very like vocal about it, but I don't end up choosing them. I feel a lot of guilt actually. And I just don't want to make anyone feel bad. But if I know that I'm not the right person for someone, I don't want to get in the way of them actually meeting their right person, right? And same thing for me. I also know that going into every date, I have pure intentions to just really get to know the person and see if we would be compatible with each other. I also know that in ending things at, let's say, 1 or 2 dates, it's better than leading someone on, especially if I realize that they aren't a good fit for me. But it doesn't change the fact that I feel guilt every single time regardless, because I want to make it work. I want to be in a relationship that I'm building in. And there would be situations where I really like someone, but things just don't work out. And with those situations, there has been fear that has popped up, you know, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of intimacy as well. Okay, wow, in talking about that, I just realized that fear doesn't affect me as much when it comes to dating anymore. I don't feel these fears as strongly, and even when I do feel it, I am a lot more like reassured just in my own self. And I think that has to do with when I first started dating. I did the attachment theory test back then, and I scored as fearful avoidant. Feel free to research attachment theory if you want to learn more about it. But nowadays, I lean more towards secure. So yeah, with dating, it can bring up some pretty intense emotions, especially if you're not used to that level of intimacy, because then you're kind of tapping into new ground as you get to know someone a bit better. And as you get to know someone a bit better, you get to know yourself a little bit better. You might find yourself in situations that you're not familiar with, or feeling some type of way that you've never felt before. And it could be uncomfortable if you've never felt that way before and never felt, I guess, love to that depth. And I guess that's probably why they have so many songs about heartbreak, eh? But you know what? Even in having to experience negative emotions, that's not gonna stop me from dating. It's not gonna stop me from meeting the person that is right for me, because I know that person is out there somewhere. There probably is more than one person that could make me very happy, and I can make it very happy as well. So something that I found to be pretty helpful when it comes to dating is to go in with each date with no expectations. Just get in there, have a great time, get to know the person, see if you guys would be compatible. Because when you have expectations, you're kind of placing an expectation of what you would want for the future. Like, it's very like outcome dependent, and you're not going to feel very good if you have an expectation of something and it doesn't end up the way that you want it to be. So yeah, no expectations when it comes to the outcome of a date. And the other thing that I found really helpful is practicing the letting go technique, which I talk about in my previous video, which I will link in the description. I just wanted to end this video in saying so much can change in just a short period of time. If you haven't met your person yet, it's okay to feel discouraged sometimes. I feel it too, but I know that the right person, that person exists out there for both you and I, and it's just a matter of time before everything falls into place. And I know that when it does happen, it's all gonna be worth it. And who knows, that person could be right around the corner for us. We might meet them tomorrow, we might meet them later today. The important thing is, when it does happen, it's probably gonna be unexpected, but to keep an open heart so that you'll be able to give love and receive love and recognize it when the opportunity comes. So I'm gonna be sending you all the courage to open up your hearts, because I think that the world could use a little bit more of that. Thanks so much for watching this video. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment.